As San Diego's community bank, Wells Fargo has been focused on helping our customers and our communities thrive and succeed. And that includes providing assistance to help qualified home buyers achieve sustainable home ownership and to realize the American dream, and to revitalize neighborhoods and communities in our cities within San Diego. One of the ways we're supporting that effort is through the Neighborhood Lift program. Earlier this year, we teamed up with Mayor Faulkner and Mayor Morrison, Neighborhood Works America, and the NHSIE to announce an innovative effort to boost home ownerships here in San Diego County and improve neighborhoods throughout with Wells Fargo Neighborhood Lift program. To kick off the event, we did this event in March, and it included a $5 million investment from Wells Fargo. $4 million of that investment was used to matching down payment assistance grants to qualified low to moderate income home buyers. The effort was intended to create a spark to accelerate neighborhood recovery and help revitalize and strengthen neighborhoods in San Diego. And we've had some great success, which we'll be talking about a little bit later. The program is making a difference by helping qualified individuals in our communities become first-time home buyers, owners, and re-enter the housing market after the financial crisis. In San Diego County, we are able to offer homebuyer education to provide down payment assistance grants to help people realize their dream of home ownership. As of right now, we've already helped 36 people here in San Diego County, and we have about another 400 people that we can still help. So we still need to get the word out and help those, and we can give them up to $7,500 are still available for home buyers earning 80% or less of the median income, and up to 100% of the area median income for military service members and veterans. And I think that speaks a lot today, especially today, celebrating the 75th anniversary of Pearl Harbor. We're so happy and proud of the collaboration that has come together between Wells Fargo, the mayors of San Diego County, Neighborhood Works America, and the NHSIC to support home buyers and create sustainable housing in neighborhoods and communities. And this just is an example of how the public sector and the private sector can come together and to collaborate. So as part of the $5 million invested into the program, today Wells Fargo will be presenting $500,000, $500,000 in grant funds to 6 nonprofit organizations who have contributed to the economic vitality and well-being of our local communities. And I wanted to let you know that this was a direct partnership with our mayors in collaboration and having the input as far as where these funds were going to go. So again, thank you to Mayor Faulkner and Mayor Morrison for your input, and thank you for the support in our communities. So the organizations that we selected were based on the support in 3 key areas: community revitalization, workforce development, and youth programs. And I'm pleased to announce those 6 that will be receiving the Neighborhood Lift grant funds today. And they are A Reason to Survive, Father Joe Villages, the San Diego Housing Commission, Local Initiative Support Corporation, Veterans Association of North County, and Center of Employment Training. So on behalf of Wells Fargo and everyone here, I would just want to thank for your advocacy for the Wells Fargo Neighborhood Lift program. And again, together we are truly making a difference for the people that we all are serving, which is our communities. So before we get down to the very important business of passing out these checks, I wanted to bring up the mayors and give them an opportunity for some remarks. So first, I'd like to thank Mayor Faulkner for showing up, and I'd like to bring him up for some words. Mayor?
Well, good morning, and Ernesto, thank you for those for those great words and all of the work that you all are doing, and these great organizations that are going to be receiving these dollars. This is great news. I'm glad to be joined here by my colleague, Mayor Ron Morrison of National City, also Celia Lanning, who's the regional president for Wells Fargo, and all of our community partners that were here, and particularly our awardees. Really what it comes down to is today we're really honoring 6 of the best organizations in San Diego County. And these dollars, $500,000 in grants from the Wells Fargo Neighborhood Lift Program, it's going to go a long way. It's part of the $5 million commitment to revitalize communities across our entire region. And today we're seeing that commitment in action. As I think many of you know, one of my goals has been to ensure that every resident of every neighborhood has the opportunity to succeed. That's why I'm proud of the commitment today. It's going to help our neighborhoods through these grants and recognize all of the organizations for the life-changing work that they're doing. And so I want to thank all of the organizations and acknowledge them as well. Matt Dorigo, the president and CEO of Arts and Reason to Survive. Chuck Atkinson, the president of the Veterans Association of North County. Jeff Davis, vice president of the San Diego Housing Commission, who's here. Dora Mendeville, the regional director of the Center for Employment Training. Coffee Reed, the program officer for LISC, Local Initiative Support Corporation, and of course, my friend Deacon Jim Vargas, president and CEO of Father Joe's Villages. Thank you for what you're doing. These programs are making a difference. That's why they're receiving the funding that they are, and that's a tremendous recognition for your impact throughout our entire region. The dollars today are really going to help transform communities, whether it's through our public arts, whether it's supporting our Housing for Heroes campaign, which on this December 7th, we're proud to say that we are pushing to transition 1,000 homeless veterans off the streets. So there's no better way to create economic quality in every San Diego neighborhood than to help, as I said, give these neighborhoods the support and these organizations that can improve the lives of thousands of San Diegans. So thank you all for being here. Congratulations. And with that, I'd like to introduce my colleague, Ron Morrison, the mayor of National City. Mr. Mayor, come on up.
Well, it's we hear so much about the unaffordability of housing in San Diego County and in our region. And there is a housing problem. There is certainly a lack of housing. There is a lack of construction. But all too often there's lacks of opportunity. And probably one of the biggest problems, if you take a look, the rental rates have continued to rise. And it's got to the point to where now a lot of people are paying more for their rent than they would be paying if they were buying the house in monthly mortgage payments. And so all too often it ends up being, the difference being is in getting to that down payment area and doing that qualification. Really want to appreciate what Wells Fargo has done, particularly with its LIFT program. That $7,500, which effectively becomes a grant after 3 years, is a huge boost to so many families to help them get past that area, being able to qualify for that down payment. And so that they're not spending $1,500, $1,600, $1,700 for a little 2-bedroom apartment when they could actually be using that for mortgage payments. And so that is and one of the great things about that is when I tell people, a lot of people have a hard time believing that Wells Fargo is actually doing that, because you don't even have to go through the loan to the Wells Fargo. And how many banks do that? Say, we're going to give you money for a program, but you don't have to go through us to qualify for it. That's pretty amazing. And that really, Wells Fargo should be given a lot of credit for reaching out with a program such as this and to helping people to make that big step from being in a rental situation to going into home ownership. In our city, we're an inner city. We got a lot of absentee landowners. The U.S. model for rental versus home ownership is 2/3 home ownership to 1/3 rental. That's the perfect community according to all the figures. Well, ours is the exact opposite. We have 2/3 renters and 1/3 home ownership. And so that's an area that we're working very hard to correct. And it's through programs like what Wells Fargo is doing that's going to help us to get to that point and increase that. But at the same time, then you got to have the pride in your community, pride in ownership, all those things that contribute to a community. And you look at what's happened right here behind us. This here started out, this was a homeless encampment. And you can imagine what it did for this neighborhood. when this was done by Arts, which is a program out of National City. We loaned them over here to do this program. And this is when they came in, this was filled with mattresses and cardboard sheds, everything else into this area. And when they took them out, they also took out 39 hypodermic needles. Imagine what that did to the property values and to the pride of ownership in this area when you see something along that line. You know, an amazing transformation, and now to create a gathering place. They've done the same thing within our community and throughout the South Bay as they continue to do these type of programs. Directly behind City Hall, they took a blank wall that was just a masonry wall, cinder block wall that was over 300 foot long, and they turned this into a rock mosaic. That we have people, it's interesting because as I watch people pull up, and they'll pull up in a car and I can see their license plate holder, and it'll be Oceanside or it's be different areas, so I know they're not buying their cars off the mile of cars. So they're coming from somewhere else, and they get out with their kids and they're going over and they're showing these kids, because it tells the story of water and the whole transformation of water within from a mountain through an urban environment going into the ocean. But once again, educational and everything else, but it lifts up a community. It brings that pride of ownership. It brings all those things that we need within our area. So all of a sudden we have a bank that's doing something, that's trying to make that difference. And that's what this is about for all of our, those that are receiving their awards today. This is about making a difference within our world, within our community. And so whether if it be with veterans, whether if it is with homeless, whether if it is with an arts program, all these different things together, we're lifting up, and I'll use the pun of your slogan here with lift. We're lifting up our community, and we're lifting up people in their lives. So on behalf of our community, of our region, to Wells Fargo, thank you very much.
So with that, we're going to get into the important part of presenting the check. So I'd like to bring up Sandra Speed. Please come up, and Brian Lee, North County Area President, and these guys do a lot of the heavy lifting here in the community throughout San Diego County. So the first one we're bringing up is A Reason to Survive, Matt Diego, President and CEO. Oh, and I'm sorry, I'm both mayors. Both of you guys get over here. You guys can get in there. And Reason Survive, it was $100,000 that will engage more than 2,000 students in San Diego South Bay region. Our next one is Veterans Association of North County, Chuck Atkinson, President, and we'll be giving him $75,000. Our ATMs don't take those big checks. We don't have. Yeah, it jams it. Our next one is receiving $100,000 to provide housing opportunities for up to 1,000 homeless veterans in San Diego Housing Commission, and we have Jeff Davis, Executive Vice President here. Receiving $50,000 to provide job training for careers in solar panel installation, carpentry, plumbing, electrical, and welding. CET San Diego, and we have Dora Medeville, Regional Director. And receiving $75,000 to connect low-wage residents with skills and training for career paths leading to higher-paying jobs in healthcare, hospitality, telecommunications, and construction with a focus on energy efficiency. LISC San Diego, and here to receive that is Kwafi Reed, Program Officer. And last but not least, $100,000 to serve 1,000 people with employment skills, computer skills, resume and interview preparation, and more to address the underlying causes of homelessness and joblessness. $100,000 to Father Joe Villages, and we have Deacon Jim Vargas, President and CEO. Oh, it's a pleasure.
Congratulations. Maybe you want to have all of them with the front.
Yeah.
One big picture.
So we're going to have all the checks come in. We're going to do one big group and then shot, and then we'll let everyone go. Thank you guys, everyone, for attending.